confidence is key, but the card part is in parentheses, right?
Yeah.
I'm glad we got that detail. That's going to get us to the 400 subscriber mark on YouTube instantly. It's the attention to detail, bro. Yep. That's going to separate us.
It's the details. 92. See, that's an important year for me. Year I was born.
We're only 2 away from mine.
All right. That'd actually be a cool serial number thing to collect all 92s out of something.
That'd be pretty tough.
Okay.
Welcome to Crosstown Cardboard episode 92. We're calling it Card Confidence is Key, but the card part is in parentheses because overall confidence is key. Of course, we're structuring that to the card hobby. That's what our podcast is all about. And it's hosted by Craig at New York City Sports Cards, the math teacher, the soccer coach in New York City, and myself, Carmine's Cards. First name, just Carmine, though. Don't call me Mr. Cards. That would be a little too formal for this podcast setting. I'm the sports storyteller down here in Greenville, South Carolina, but originally from Westchester County, New York, specifically Ossining, home of Sing Sing Prison. And Craig, we're talking about card confidence is key because both you and I had situations recently where we made deals that we had confidence in the cards that we had, and that's really what was the linchpin to allowing us to make those deals. So you came up with this title, this theme. You also had a great trip to Denver. You also went with your dad to your childhood sports card store, which we'll get to as well. And I don't want to bury the lead because a lot of people were messaging. It was blowing up on every card. The drama between us was palpable on the last episode. I listened to it back and I questioned myself. I said, are me and Craig good? Are we good right now? Are we going to be okay to record? And no, I'm just kidding. But everything was good because the cards involved in our last deal made it on time. We never had an issue. We already talked out the potential situations to begin with. So I know we're going to talk about the card confidence is key and the deals we made. But what do you think about how our personal deal finally went through?
Never a doubt. It all worked out as it should. I got the Von Miller.
Yep.
The 2010 Topps Chrome X-Fractor and a PSA 10, which now belongs to the Denver Card Shop, which we'll get into the details.
Nice.
You got my stuff on time, so it all worked out. By the way, the introductions just keep getting better.
Oh, thanks, bro.
That's why you're the best in the biz at what you do professionally.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. That's why we're right on the cusp of 400 YouTube subscribers. We need 10 more, and we're going to throw a big party for 400.
400 subscriber party. But yes, having confidence basically in the decision-making that you and I have done with cards. Confidence, and another word that came to mind when I was thinking about titles was conviction.
Oh, I like that.
Right? But I didn't know how to work it into the title. But same idea. Confidence, conviction, which by definition is a firmly held belief or opinion. So sometimes you got to take a little risk in this card game, this hobby that we love. Mine was like 3 months drawn out. It was with that Randy Moss card that was super sweet, but not something that I would expect you to just boom, drop what you did on it. So talk about that one, why you did it, the confidence you had in the decision, and how it ultimately did work out within the last week since we last spoke.
Yeah, this one kind of came out of nowhere because I had just posted it on my Instagram because it's one of the most beautiful cards I've ever owned. And I mentioned it on the podcast before, but I'm holding it up here on the YouTube if you're able to watch. If not, I'll give you the audio story of it. It's Randy Moss on the Patriots, flawless 1/1 on-card auto with a game-used Reebok logo patch. So just a sweet card of an all-time great. And it was funny because I got this one and the Tom Brady game-used full letter, and they got in right at the same time, and at the same time that the Tom Brady roast, which of course Randy Moss was on the panel, the dais, the same time. So I was like, wow, this is great timing. Not that it really influenced anything, but it was just kind of funny. So I had confidence in this card that I got from Mikey's Cards because it's one of those rare situations where you have a 1/1 game used logo with an on-card auto from one of the best brands in Flawless, one of the best players. And it just went right back to the episode that we talked about of what makes a one of one special. It's not just a serial number. It's something like this, great brand, on-card auto, and specifically the game used logo patch. I mean, you hardly ever see something like that. Also, that gave me confidence in this one was that there was a comp at one time a couple years ago for 5,000, and I bought this one for 3,000. So
straight cash, right? Straight cash purchase, no trade or anything.
Straight cash, homie, because Randy Moss told me so. So that's what I went with. I went with the comp that was there, which helped me have the data to support it, although we know the market has gone down in cards since a couple years ago. But something that's that rare, I'm less concerned about going down because I have hard evidence right there that it sold for that at one point. And if you want it, which there's only so many Randy Moss cards that are that cool, it's definitely the top 1% of Randy Moss cards, I would say. If you want something like that, then now I have it, and you're going to have a pretty strong offer to get it away from me. Otherwise, I'm going to keep it. I thought when I got it for 3,000, I thought, even though it was fully cash or straight cash, I'm like, yeah, that's a lot of money to spend, but I think this investment is going to pay off. And I had that confidence with it being such a rare card, having that comp, and then being fine holding on to it, because that didn't put me in a place where I was strapped for cash financially. And I'm like, shoot, this is a great card. I'm going to hold on to this as a potential investment if I don't get a strong offer on it.
Did you envision it going to like a Patriots collector, and did it ultimately go to one?
I think I did envision it going to a collector because it's a collection level piece. It's like if that was a Larry Bird of that card, I would be interested in it. Sure. So like what you said, if it's a Boston person or a Patriots fan or even just a high level NFL football fan with some cash to spend, they're going to be interested in a card of that level because it gets into the I may never see this again category of coolness. Yeah. So, the guy who I sold it to, his name is Brian Thomas. He's U_S_A_cards on Instagram, USA Cards, very patriotic guy. And one of the guys who he PCs in his bio is Randy Moss. Mm. And I made sure I could talk about this deal with him after we did it on the podcast, just to be sure. And he was very excited about this trade. We made a mostly trade. Actually, it was about half and half. It was actually mostly cash. So it ended up being, he hit me up. He's like, "Is that Randy Moss card for sale?"
Brian, I know Brian. Yeah, we've talked many a times.
He's a good guy, and he's a listener. He's also a listener.
Yeah, great guy. Awesome.
So he was like, "I can't wait to hear, how you discuss the trade on the podcast." So
and here we are.
After I asked him about it, so that was pretty cool. And we're both very happy with the trade. So
Brian's son is going to be a star. Brian's son's going to be a star pitcher one day. So we're going to have to get his Bowman first when that comes out. But anyway, continue. The Randy Moss.
Yeah, we had some good college baseball talk also while I was doing the Clemson stuff, which was insane. If you guys haven't followed that, wow, 13 innings. Oh my gosh. Anyways, so we were talking about it, and he hit me up. He was clearly very interested in the Randy Moss card that I had posted, and I'm like, yeah, I'm asking $5,000 on it. That was the last sale. So, he thought that was like understandable. And then, we were talking about it. He was showing me some recent other Randy Moss one-of-ones that have sold different patches and trying to get a more recent comp than this one a couple years ago for the same exact card. So what did he do, Craig? Always building the relationship here. Great move by Brian. We've talked about this. Sent me a voice note. Once he sent me a voice note, that made it much more personal. And man, I gotta default to the voice note much more often, because I'm like, man, from his tone of voice, I could tell he's like a decent guy trying to work something out. He's making good points in a much easier way than typing everything out. We don't have to go back and forth. It was great. Cut any communication trepidation. And just made it easy. Shout out to Walt Clyde Frazier for coaching me up there on that phrase. So we kept talking, and in the end, he was showing me some trade bait, And in the end, he paid me $2,350 cash and also sent 5 cards, which are in the mail right now. Which we were going back and forth. Which cards was I going to possibly take in trade? He had some cool Luka Doncic cards, but I ended up having to actually side with the Knicks on this. There were a few Knicks cards involved here. So what do you? So it was about 2,350 cash and about 1,500 to 1,750 of trade involved in this deal. So it amounted to around 4,000 cash and trade when I paid 3,000 for the card, which I was happy about. But again, I felt like that was also fair for him, and clearly he did because he went through with the deal as well. Because the last sale at 5,000, this is a card that doesn't come up. There's only one of them, so it's kind of up for interpretation what the value is. And I knew I wasn't going to let it go for anything less than like a $4,000 cash and trade value. So I'm pulling up the 5 cards I got right here on YouTube. If you're watching, if not, I'll describe them. 2 of them, I mentioned the Knicks. 2 of them are Jalen Brunson Prism Silver rookies. One of them is a Jalen Brunson Prism Hyper rookie and a PSA 10. That's about a $200 card. The 4th one is a Dante DiVincenzo Prism Silver rookie signatures. Of course, none of those 4 cards are in the Knicks uniform. And the big one is this Jalen Hurts Prism rookie neon green Pulsar auto PSA 10. Now, it's not numbered, but the pop count on this in a PSA 10, it's a pop 16. So the last sale on that in a PSA 9 was around 500.
Huh.
So I think it's about a $1,500 card going off the multiplier PSA 9 to a PSA 10, about 3 times more. Of course, that's up for interpretation too. But Brian was showing me the last actual sale on this was $1,100, and I was like, that seems pretty low. It was right after they lost in the playoffs, and they were going downhill at the end of the season. So I'm like, decent risk to take. Again, with that card confidence being key, I'm confident that this is a quarterback that people will be interested in, maybe come the national, or as the season gets closer, the Eagles are going to be good again and unlikely to have that collapse. And it's the flagship Prism rookie auto Jalen Hurts, and it's in a PSA 10. Beautiful looking card with the color match with the neon green and the Eagles uniform. So those 5 cards, we decided, like I said, around a $1,500 to $1,750 value, $2,350 cash. And in the end, now I'm into those cards for only about $650. And so I feel that's a good situation for me to be in, because I didn't buy the Randy Moss originally for a PC piece, even though I thought it was an investable potential, but not to keep forever. So once this deal, came upon itself, I realized Brian was a good guy. We were having a great negotiation back and forth. He really wanted this card and came with a strong cash offer and added strong trade on top of it. So it was a pretty easy deal. Even though it was a pretty big deal, it was respectful, friendly, nice negotiation, and turned out great for both of us.
I'm happy that worked out with Brian, a listener. Great dude. The Hurts card will be nice and liquid for sure in the National, which is a month away, which is crazy.
I know.
And so you got to look at it as all that inventory you have there, you're into for what, 600-700?
Yeah.
It gives you stuff to play with. Are you going to miss the Randy Moss?
I was just looking at it, and I'll pull it up again, and I was like, damn, this is a nice looking card. Favorite brand, 1 of 1. Reebok logo. I mean, look at that with the gold design, on-card auto, just beautiful with the Patriots. I mean, 1 of 1, and a reason for it to be 1 of 1. I think I'll miss it a little bit, but it was such a good deal for me with the cash and trade to go from investing $3,000 cash to getting $2,350 cash and about $1,500 of trade that I'm into for about a third of what the value is actually of the card. So, it's just like moving those chess pieces around. Started off with the card confidence in making that initial investment. And now who knows what might come out of the confidence in that Jalen Hurts, because now I could trade down off of that and get into different scenarios, or I could grade those. It's exactly compound interest based on the confidence. That confidence just keeps rolling over. And with the Prism Silver Jalen Hurts, or I'm sorry, Jalen Brunson, I mixed up my Jalen's. Hopefully Jalen Rose isn't involved, but Jalen Brunson with the two Prism Silver rookies, maybe I can grade those now and keep rolling it up. Some people are doubting us. So Dante DiVincenzo, maybe I can even grade that one too. And then I got something nice and liquid with Jalen Brunson as well with the Prism Rookie Hyper in a PSA 10. That's something that's going to move around pretty easily after the season he and the Knicks had. So, yeah, I feel like, and you brought this up, I'm interested. What struck you about the Randy Moss move that made you want to emphasize the card confidence piece of it?
Because it's I'm not in that realm of cards. I operate in probably the 1,000 and less type range. So you taking a big swing on something like that, I respect that and the risk and the confidence it takes. But really not that risky when you break it down, because there is a collector for that. And to me, what I take away from that, and I could say with conviction, it feels way better to trade or sell a card to someone who you know is really going to appreciate it, like Brian, who's a Randy Moss collector, than, a flipper. That's just how I feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On a card like that.
Yeah, definitely. That's a collection level card. And I think you can have more confidence when it is a collection level card too. The other factors played into it as well, with having that comp that I saw, even though it was a couple years ago, and being a one of one that you never see pop up, but also knowing that if there is going to be a collector who is in this realm of Patriots, Boston, all-time great NFL players, or Randy Moss, this is going to be a card for their collection. So I think that's another thing that helped me have confidence in it. I'm like, if I was a Randy Moss collector or somebody in this realm, that would be a collection card for me.
Jalen Brunson, Nike swoosh game worn auto, I would want that card.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Let's talk about yours, bro. Pump us up and recap this Denver trip, because you were excited about it.
Denver trip. So I've had this bar mitzvah on the books for many months. My wife's brother's kid, so my nephew. Bar mitzvah at Coors Field where the Rockies play.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was incredible. We toured the field. The party room is here. You look out, boom, there's the stadium. So
you're in a suite? Is that what it is?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Most of the kid party, been there with the cousins and stuff, grab a drink, you sit down, you just observe the nice quiet field. It was really nice.
Oh, so you can actually go out into the field area and, overlooking the field?
Yeah, overlooking the field. And we took a tour, so we were on the field and in the dugout.
That's sweet.
Bar mitzvahs, but I digress. So anyway, I knew we had this on the book. So my brother-in-law, he likes cards, obviously not to my extent. Not many love cards like the way I do. But He's into it. He likes going with me. So we always go to Mike's Stadium Sports Cards in Denver. It's about a 20-minute drive from where they live, where my mother-in-law lives. So he took the day off from work Friday. We did our routine. We go to Santiago's for burritos, breakfast burritos, and then we go to Mike's. I had been texting Mike for a few weeks before. I'm like, hey, I'm going to be here on this day. I hope you're here. We'll make something happen. I think I got some nice Broncos cards you've liked. And for me, that meant the last 3 months when I would go to shows and I would buy lots on Instagram, Facebook, shops, whatever. Here and there, I'd pick up Broncos pieces. An Elway, a John Elway 3-color patch from Certified, a Larry Walker game use patch, which I learned on the tour that he was the only Rockies Hall of Famer until Todd Helton this past year. So that Larry Walker game-worn patch card, pretty cool. Other stuff, I had some Terrell Davis insert cards, other John Elway game-worn stuff, a Jokic Prism Refractor, these Denver cards that don't belong in my collection.
Kenneth Faried,
right?
And then the Von Miller X-Fractor that came in just in time.
That's what I was just going to say, the one from you. So my idea was I'd be collecting all these cards, bring them into the shop the weekend of the bar mitzvah while I'm there, and trade for something, because I had traded there before.
Yep, but I know you've gotten some good stuff. And also with the collection you bought, you mentioned like 3 or 4 more Denver Broncos cards that you got in the collection you bought.
Yes.
You talked about in the last episode.
Another few. So I had this nice stack, maybe yay high. of what I felt was cool Denver cards, mostly Broncos. Crunch the numbers as I do. I love math. And these are cards that I was into for about $350 and valued at about $600.
Okay, nice.
In my eyes, right? So I looked through everything. I priced everything. I was very confident in what I was doing because I was on Card Ladder, I was on eBay. I'm like, I'm gonna come in here with confidence that I prepared a cool lot for you. I have everything priced out and it's priced accurately, and I'm just here to do good business. Walk into the shop. First thing I said was like, Mike, I'm here from 10 to 12, just like I told you I would be. So,
so you said, Mike, I'm on time.
Yep. So I started browsing around because the plan was I see what I like. I know in my head what I have and try to get enough cool cards that I like around that value and just do a straight trade. So I'm looking around and Mike's like, yeah, usually I like to find my stuff first, then show him the cards. But as I was just talking, like he saw I had the stuff with me. So he's like, let me see what you got. So I gave it to him. And while he was looking through my stack, I was just browsing around, seeing what I like, thinking about if I have this stack valued at this much, I could probably get X amount of trade out of it. Let's see what cool cards I could find that add up to those.
That's a smart and simple and focused approach.
You like that? So browsing around maybe 30 minutes. Mike's looking at it. So he finishes the stack. I'm like, how'd I do? And pretty much he's like, yeah, everything looks pretty great. Pretty accurate. So I'm like, I made it easy for you. So I showed him these 3 cards and he's like, remind me again, what'd you have this valued at? I'm like, I had everything there valued at about 600. I think 611 it was. So I had 4 cards here. I'm like, you got these 4 cards right here, priced at 512. Let's just go straight up. Shakes out his hand. Boom, done.
Wow.
Easy.
So you gave him $100 leeway on the trade value.
Exactly. But I was able to because as I told you, I was into these for about $350. And I didn't really negotiate his prices. I looked around. I got to look for 2 things. Cards that I really like, and the price has got to be at least somewhat right.
Right.
So one of those cards was a Cordell Stewart autograph for my brother-in-law. He's a huge CU Bus fan, so I got that for him.
Okay.
Yep. And here are the 3 cards I came away with. Yeah, we'll go in this order. 1920 Spectra Dame Lillard on-card autograph, numbered out of 15.
Oh, that's nice.
You haven't seen these, right?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I like Lillard though. I like his cool to cost ratio on the Lillard cards. I feel like for how great he is, he's undervalued.
Yeah. So a PSA 10 of this did 325.
Okay. So what do you think?
They had
worth raw.
They had it stickered at 250. I think it's probably maybe more like 200, but I don't think that's crazy if you look at the other Spectra on card autographs.
Okay.
Don Mattingly for the hometown. This is a set that I ripped a lot. 2008 Upper Deck Baseball Heroes. Don Mattingly on card autograph, numbered out of 49. It'll do well around here.
Yeah. Also doesn't get the respect all time he deserves.
That's what I'm saying. And this one, perfect with this episode, a Randy Moss autograph, also from Spectra. Sticker, admittingly not for me, but I figure a Patriots fan will want this.
Yeah, and that design's cool with the sparkly blue color match.
What do you think this is numbered out of? I'll give you my whole collection if you get it.
Oh, gosh. I remember the last one you challenged me to. I had no idea. This one's going to be numbered to, I'm going to get this one, 275.
10.
Oh gosh. I used to hate when my teachers did that to me. Psych you out, and then make you go a different direction. You're a cruel teacher.
Yeah. So 2017 Panini Spectra Randy Moss. It is a sticker autograph, but it's nice and shiny and blue. Kind of Patriots color match, numbered out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I came away with.
What was that priced at?
175, which I thought was good. So
okay.
I got my brother-in-law's Cordell Stewart autograph, and I come away with 3 cards that I just autographs. I like autographs. They kind of fit the type of stuff I like.
Mm-hmm.
I opened a lot of these products, and I felt like I was into it for a pretty good value. And it made for a pleasant experience, most importantly.
Yeah. The ROI on the fun.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned last episode with the collection you bought, as well. That's an important investment piece. you put all this time, this effort, this money into something like the hobby that we all love and enjoy, and the only return you get is not the money back, like, or the cards back. It's the fun of the experience. Like, what was it like to spend all that time cultivating this Colorado collection and then change it in and have it work out?
Very satisfying that it just worked exactly according to plan, to a T. And the hobby, obviously, there's a lot of crossover between the things we do in hobby and everyday life. And just in general, when you have this idea in mind and you fully execute it, that's just an incredible feeling no matter what it is.
Yeah.
And it was to a T. And to my brother-in-law to see it all, and this is why the episode came about. I'm like, hey, man, I really appreciate you always driving me around. I love this. And so thanks for always driving me to the shop. He's like, yeah, man, I really enjoyed just seeing you walk in there with confidence and do your thing. So I'm like, sparked the idea.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool that he complimented your confidence.
Yeah. And I like these cars, right? It's not necessarily maybe what I'd look for right away, but kind of in that situation,
right?
I looked at it as I know I'm going to have some store credit here. So let me at least get the coolest things in this store that I like.
Yeah. True. I mean, you got to that's one of the great things that I always talk about you, getting the best out of the situation that you're in. And those are 3 cards that I would have gotten for myself in that same situation, because I know those are cool cards that people are going to like, all-time great players, autographs, which are always good. Most people like autographs. 2 of them on card. And the third one is a modern product that you can kind of accept that it's a sticker auto and it's numbered out of 10. So I think you did great. I'm glad that plan worked out for you. And I'm glad I could have been a small piece of that plan that got there just in time.
No, it did help a lot, because that $100 value brought me to 5 to 6 able to give me a little bit of leverage in the situation.
Nice guy leverage.
Yeah, it's great. It was great. So I got 3 new cards, a great story to tell, and in all seriousness, an ever forward relationship with that shop in the future. So I'll have to run this back. Yeah. He said, he wrote me back on Instagram. He said, thanks for scouring the nation for us.
Yeah, you're like a card scout.
I like it. This is fun
for Denver sports, because you're helping them like find all these Broncos, Rockies, Avalanche, Nuggets cards that are out there.
Another point to make about it, last point here, is I wasn't getting ultra modern type stuff. It was all the type of cards that I like from the mid 2000s, game worn jerseys, things of that sort. So I just stuck with my conviction of I know what I like. He's a bit of an older school guy. I'm sure he'll appreciate this as well. And I was spot on. So keep this relationship going.
Great to see that card confidence at work, and great that your brother-in-law noticed that. Did you feel confident walking in there?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
You're not afraid to show your confidence.
What can I say? Like, I've been doing cards long enough in my life, and yeah, I just feel at flow. I always say, like, I like to be in flow. You know what I'm talking about? Anything in life. When you're at work, you're in a state of flow. When I'm teaching a lesson, coaching a practice, you're in a state of flow where you're not really like thinking about anything else going on in life. You're just so focused on the task at hand. When you're at a show, you're making a deal. We're vibing at a trade event. Same idea. And that's what's so important about this as a hobby.
That's one of the great things too about cards just in general, is it allows you to be so focused on it. I feel like that when I'm playing guitar too, which I actually need to do more of, or when you're playing soccer or playing a sport.
Exactly.
The activities that take the full strength of your brain and your focus to do, and everything else melts away. I feel like that's such an underrated quality of things that you could do. Like, all right, I'm escaping into this world. Nothing else is going on.
Flow state.
So yeah, in the flow state. It's a great way to put it. I didn't know we were going to get so philosophical on this, but I think a lot of our viewers and listeners can relate. So let me ask you this, Craig. Here's something you don't see every day, maybe for the next Denver trip.
Yeah.
Topps Chrome 2010 Tim Tebow rookie refractor in a PSA 9. Do you think this has potential? I will send it plenty early this time. I won't let you sweat the details if we do something for this.
I am going to start up my Broncos collection when I have a trip on the books.
Okay, you just let me know because you know Tim Tebow's a legend in Denver and all across the country.
Of course.
Okay. So we'll keep that in the fire. So what else happened? I know you have some more card stories to tell.
We got a lot of stuff happening. Let me knock out a few quick ones.
Yeah, go for it.
I just picked up an awesome card from a Dirk Nowitzki super collector, 2016-2017 Optic, which is the first year of Optic basketball.
Okay.
I had vivid memories. July 2017. I spent a month in San Diego, Pacific Beach, just chilling. It's an amazing time.
Huh. Nice.
But cards don't stop. So my access to cards then, I was about 23 at the time, 24. I'd go to the Walmart and pick up whatever they have. And I vividly remember getting blasters and hangers of 2016-17 Optic basketball, not realizing this was year one of what's going to continue to be basically one of the modern day Topps Chromes.
Yeah, it is an iconic. Now it's a flagship brand.
Yeah, exactly. So this is from the first year. And this is a Dirk Nowitzki True Black 101. Look at that.
Whoa.
How about that?
Court Kings. That's cool.
Court Kings, the insert set, a Dirk True Black 101. Yeah.
In a PSA 9?
PSA 9. It is a Pop 1.
Shocker.
But yeah, what's cool about this is that at this time with Optic, there weren't a million parallels, right? So the Black 101 is really like it.
And you're so good with those one-of-one cards.
I just thought I got it for a really great price, to be honest.
Well, what was the price? Don't leave us hanging. What was the price?
That's came back to bite me in the ass a few times.
Oh, come on, bro. I just gave all the details on Brian. I don't know if he knew what I paid for the card. And here I am telling
him. What do you think? What do you think?
Even though we both were very happy with the deal, though, I'm happy you let me discuss those details. Dirk, first year Optic, Court King. So it's not the base card, it's the insert set. I think that hurts it a little bit.
Yeah.
Although still very nice. 1/1, PSA 9. Shoot, I have no idea. Well, you're saying you got a pretty good deal on it. I'm gonna say you got it for 140.
No. What I paid? 300.
Oh, okay. I don't know. See, I have no idea on those 1/1 regular cards.
There's a 2023 Prism black insert set that just sold for 500.
Okay.
So
anyway, right, so you feel like I'm sorry to burst your bubble. I'm sure you feel like you got it for a good price, though. I mean, you know way more about those cards than me. So what do I know?
It felt right, but hey, we'll see. Ideally, I'd like to just move it into like all these cards. I'm thinking national, bringing this cool stuff to national. Maybe I could trade it into a big Jalen Brunson card. We shall see.
Oh, okay. You're putting that out there as a goal?
Yeah. Definitely.
You could use your current Jalen Brunson stuff to trade up into a bigger Jalen Brunson.
The stuff that I don't want to keep.
Yeah. I mean, not the one with the Justin Bieber quote on the back. That's,
of course.
I mean,
of course. Do you have any stories? Otherwise, I can get into the childhood LCS.
I would love to hear more about your stories. The only thing I just put out a Facebook sale, so we'll see. I put a bunch of my stuff that I got back in the PSA grading submission that I mentioned in our recent episode. So we'll see what happens with that. The only other thing that I have right before you get into your much more interesting stuff than what I have going on, because you've been going crazy.
Nonsense.
No, look at this card, though. This is pretty cool and interesting. 1982 Topps. Yeah, this is cool. 1982 Topps Lawrence Taylor All-Pro rookie auto in a little pen action. It's not like a thick Sharpie. It's a thin Sharpie. But bold blue auto matches the New York Giants jersey, so it looks cool. And like I like these cards, like you said, operating in the $1,000 and less. Most of my stuff, and I think your stuff too, is in the $500 and less. Because that stuff, a lot of more people have access to money to buy it, more comfortability with trading it.
I thought about that today. Lower risk management, or like better risk management because there's lower risk.
Right. That's true too. So like for between $100 and $150, a Lawrence Taylor rookie autograph that's 40 years old of one of the best players of all time. I mean, that's pretty cool. So that's what I picked up recently. Yeah. So. But tell me about this trip you went on.
Oh, yeah. So going to Denver, usually we take our dog Teddy, but bar mitzvah, too much going on. So my parents watched them. I met my dad in Forest Hills. He was passing by for work. Forest Hills is in Queens, home of Royal Collectibles, the local card shop that's been open for decades and was my childhood card shop growing up. Even though I grew up on Long Island, my grandpa lived in Queens, Forest Hills.
So he would take you there when you guys got the tickets.
Tickets, exactly. So my grandpa used to call them tickets. So I'd be like 7 years old visiting my grandpa in Queens, and he would say, "You want to go get tickets?" Which just meant sports cards, trading cards. So we'd go to Royal Collectibles, again, still around to this day. So I met my dad there. I got there obviously 30 minutes early because I'm browsing. The store has changed since 25 years ago. They actually have 2 locations. They have one just for comics and like collectibles, and then they have the sports one. They have a great display right when you walk in. The counter is like in the back. But when you look up here, all the cards you'd be interested are just like out here on the board. So you don't have to look down. You're looking up, and it's away from the counter. So no one's really like bothering you. You get to just like do your own thing. Look, you want to look up some prices. It's all good. A very comforting environment.
That's nice when you don't feel pressured or sped up to do anything.
Yeah. But really, really cool that I'm standing there 25 years later, the same card shop that I used to go to as a kid, buying cards.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, obviously.
Did you feel it? Did you feel like when was the last time you'd been there?
It was not long ago. It's like probably 2 years ago. But still, I try to go every other year.
Okay. Do you feel like a different nostalgia when you go back there compared to another one?
For sure, especially being there with my dad, because my dad eventually met me there. And it's funny, like just like old times, you know, I bought 5 cards for, he had a price of 180. I'm like, I'll give you 160 cash. He's like, sounds good. Easy deal, right? You know, stores like cash. Better for them to get cash. You don't have to pay the credit card fee, all that. I only had a 120 cash on me, so I'm like, Dad, can you spot me? So it's like, you know, like old times.
Like old times. What a freaking mooch. That's hilarious. What a great line. What a great line.
As a kid, my dad, obviously, you know, he had to help buy me packs.
Oh, no, I know. But that's such a great line to make him feel like, oh, he's a kid again. Bam, 40. Yeah. That was probably the easiest 40 you ever got out of him. That's
for what it's worth, I immediately Venmo'd him. Immediately.
Oh, okay.
But whew. I think I got 5 awesome cards there. One of them was an Isaac Bruce autograph from 2000 Topps Finest. Super nice, clean on card. And I had sold to a Rams collector when I was piecing out my collection. So I built a relationship with someone who's a St. Louis Rams collector. So I bought that card on the conviction he would like it. And he did. And he's bought it for me almost immediately upon me buying it.
Wow. More card confidence and conviction right there.
Bam. And that was like, price tag was 40, sold it for 80. So I'm already halfway through my lot.
You're so freaking good at this.
I love, it's fun. This is fun. We're having fun out here, you know? But the rest that I came away with was, I don't even know this guy, but it's 2023 Topps Chrome rookie out of 5. Leover Peguero from the Pirates. I'm a sucker. Throw it out of 5 at me at a decent price. I'm in. Triple threads. Okay. Triple threads from 2006. Triple game worn jersey. A-Rod, Pujols, Manny Ramirez, numbered out of 18.
Ooh, I like that actually. I may be interested in that one.
Okay. This was from 2007 Topps triple threads. Ready for this? Mm-hmm. Authentic pants, bat, and jacket relics of Ernie Banks. Numbered 6 out of 5. Numbered 6 out of 5. Is that the
Cubs?
Shortstop. Does it say? Yes.
So, you know, I believe, not to divert your story, but remember at the National, Matthew, 1956 Topps guy, had that awesome Ernie Banks custom card. I wonder if he'd like that one. He's a huge Cubs fan and a great guy. And a friend of the podcast. He's been on.
Friend of the pod. This was maybe the coolest card that I picked up out of everything sitting on my desk. This last one.
Ooh, all right.
You haven't seen this, huh?
I don't know. I haven't.
This is good. So this is 2000 Leaf Rookies and Stars. So think Tom Brady's rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
From the Joe Montana collection. Authentic game worn helmet. Numbered 125 out of 125. Look at the old school numbering.
Yeah.
Okay. The helmet photo depicts the actual helmet from which this swatch was taken. So that's cool.
That is cool.
Look at that nice helmet swatch
right there. Oh, I like that a lot, bro.
Right? In the Chiefs.
That's very cool. Wow.
In a Chiefs uniform, obviously not 49ers, but I have never seen this. What a cool card. And their price tag was 70. I mean, we're talking top 10 CTCR, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, because the piece of the helmet makes it look like a patch because you have 3 colors coming off the helmet, and it's got the arrowhead type of logo. It looks like a piece from the Chiefs helmet.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So I paid quick 160 cash for the lot. Sold the Isaac Bruce for half of it, so $80 for these 4 cards. Sounds pretty good to me.
I'll give you 85.
We'll think about it.
No, that's good. I mean, you did great there.
Yeah, really fun experience. So a good business transaction in itself, and to get to share that with my dad was pretty sweet.
So what does your dad think about your pickups?
I feel like
he must have liked the Montana.
I think he was pretty indifferent to it.
Oh,
he just likes being there with me. Yeah, he had to drive home. It was a long drive home. He had my dog. It was a quick, for him. It was a quick in and out. I was there I got there early so I could really focus in, but it was still cool.
Yeah, that's great. Good pickups.
Thanks, man.
Good for you. So that wasn't the only deal you did though. You had another deal going on.
Which one?
Then you do another trade or another deal with somebody else?
I do have 2 more. I'm stealing.
Oh, go for it.
I'm stealing the mic here. I feel bad.
No, please. Oh, I love it.
Okay. There's a kid, Zach. He's on Instagram. Zach, the card collector. I've been giving him private soccer and training lessons for years.
Mm-hmm.
The relationship is my wife's first cousin's physical therapist's son.
Okay. I can't believe you even remember that relationship, let alone, know his Instagram info.
I've been giving him soccer lessons for a few years. He happens to also be a card collector. So we do soccer, and it's a little bit of card consulting at the same time.
Is that what type of fee is the consulting?
Oh, we're not talking fees.
Oh, that's lumped into the soccer training.
Yeah. We're not.
Okay.
Sometimes we do an hour of each, though. I'm not gonna lie. And then a little bit of math too, but we're getting way off topic here.
Okay.
When I pieced off the collection, he saw that I had a Jeremy Maclin on-card rookie autograph from the Eagles. He's a big Eagles fan. He's like, I want that. And then he's like, I have something you might like. So he shows me a Mitchell Robinson 2021-22 flawless game-worn patch. Chunky.
Ooh, that's cool.
Style. And I'm like,
three colors, piece of the letter?
Yeah, numbered out of 20.
Or number.
Yeah. 20. Game worn, obviously flawless. And I'm like, well, do you want to just trade one for one? He said, sure. Boom, easy.
That's sweet. So what are the values on each of those, do you think?
The Jeremy Maclin probably, I think, was around 25. I didn't even look this one up. I assume around the same.
Yeah, that's a good CTCR for $25 for a 3-color and your Knicks. I mean, come on.
Yeah, he doesn't like the Knicks. He's a Sixers fan. So for him to get a Maclin card for his Eagles binder, I got this. Easy business.
Easy.
I got one more. Adam.
Okay.
Adam on Instagram. No, Adam on Instagram. Mulligan cards.
Okay, yeah. I've done a deal with him before. Good guy.
What have you done?
I'm gonna go back in our Instagram messages while you talk about yours.
He sets up at inventory and all that, like at shows. I mean, he needs inventory. He sets up a lot of shows. Great dude, by the way, out of Knoxville, Tennessee. We were talking for a while. He had a bunch of stuff that I liked out of the inventory from my collection buyout. Really a lot of $10 to $50 game worn and autograph cards. And he had this one card here I really liked that he had a price tag at $375. It sold for like $275, but like over a year ago. But if you look at all the comparable ones, his price was like completely fair. He got a great price at this one. I threw him like $400+ worth of inventory. We priced it out similar to the situation with Mike's Stadium Sports Cards in Denver. Adam even said to me, he's like, I'm a spreadsheet guy. I'm like, say less. Put all the cards in a spreadsheet prices. He's like, 85% of the stuff looks perfect. Just a couple cards I might want to swap out. Anything else you have? I gave him a couple options. We did a quick swap, 2 cards out, 2 cards in. even trade, no cash involved. We shook on it, and I got this 2010 Panini Gold Standard Stephen Curry, second year. Nice chunky game-worn patch.
Wow, bro. That is a nice patch. Another 3-color chunky patch.
Game-worn, numbered out of 25, second year, so maybe a patch from Curry's rookie year?
Yeah, that's an interesting point, too.
And I gave him $400+ of inventory for a card he paid $270 for because it was just a whole lot of things from the collection that I had so many of these from here. You know what I mean? That I was willing to. It's not like I bought it came from the whole buyout, so I was able to happily give him way more in his value to get a card that I honestly think is going to be a PC card for me. I don't think I'm going to move this.
Really? Okay. Yeah. What makes it a PC card for you?
Curry is right up there for me, like Curry, Kobe, MJ, where if you get something nice of theirs, pretty unique, and it's something I like, game-worn chunky patches, it's a good hold. It's a good hold, and it's really cool, and it just looks good.
And right in your wheelhouse of era of cards that you like, too.
Ironically enough, I ended up with another card similar to the types of cards I found in the collection buyout.
Right. That's awesome. How many cards did you give for that one?
Ooh, I don't know, probably 30.
Whoa, 30 for a 30 20? For one trade?
20? Let's see.
That's a lot. Good for Adam.
I think so.
So while you look that up, actually, we have not made a deal before, but we have been talking on Instagram for more than a year. Yeah, he's great. Adam. Another shout out at Mulligan_cards. And he messaged me talking about our recent episode too. He said, you guys are crushing podcasts, so don't stop. That was really nice. He's been a nice guy this whole time. And also he gave a shout out to the cousins, Tony and Oz, Cousins Collectibles podcast, coming back. Hopefully that's not their last episode. They took some months off, came back with another episode recently. So we'll see if they keep it going. But he wanted to give them some props too for getting back into the sports card podcasting game.
Adam was nice enough to throw in this as an extra, a 2007-2008 Bowman Elevation. I remember this product. A Nate Robinson dual jersey. Look at those gold sparkles.
That's cool.
Numbered 25 out of 25. And here's the first time I've ever seen this for one player. Authentic game-worn jersey and authentic player-worn jersey on the same card.
That's unusual. Yeah, I have never seen that either.
That is a first, but still super cool. Obviously here to stay. Nate Robinson not doing so hot right now. I hope he figures out his kidney situation, but this is my first Nate and definitely staying in the PC.
Now, did they say which one, the blue or the white, is the player worn versus game worn?
Just the material featured on this card was worn during an official NBA game. The material was acquired directly from NBA Properties, Inc.
So what's the player worn portion?
Not sure. No idea. Authentic NBA, yeah. I don't know. But yeah, 20. It was about 25 cards. I got these two. So it was really nice.
So it was a 25 for one trade for the Curry, and then he threw in the Nate Robinson.
But I gave him cool stuff. There's like Shaq game-worn jersey. There was like a Colt McCoy RPA. Some nice Grizzlies patches. He's in Tennessee. So, yeah, I was happy to give him way more value than he paid for something I really like. And it helped me knock out a lot of the collection, which, as you heard from Rachel, is taking up a lot of desk space.
Right. So I'm sure she's happy about that. Yeah. And again, just like my deal with the Randy Moss trade with Brian and your trade with Adam, it's great for both people. Both people win, and both people are happy with what they got. And now he's into the cards that you traded, those 25 cards. He's into those for between 70 and 75%. So when he goes to sell them, now he's into those, at a great value. And also, I liked about that Nate Robinson, not only does it probably make your PC because it was a throw-in and a nice feeling of completing the deal to get that from Adam, but also he's going between his legs, clearly in the dunk contest, and that is just a cool added element to it.
Yeah, so exactly. It's something I would get if I were at a show anyway.
Yep, perfect.
That is all I got.
All right, well, that sounds great, and thank you for our faithful viewers and listeners there for understanding. We dropped one day late this week because life got in the way. The cards are still talking to us. Don't worry. The stacks are coming in. But no, we appreciate that people understand. Once in a while, we do have that Cal Ripken Jr., Brett Favre, Eli Manning, Iron Man streak going. We're not going to miss an episode unless some crazy circumstances come up. But this week, with specifically my work, we had to push it back one day. So thank you to everybody for understanding that. And please, if you haven't already, subscribe on the YouTube. Hit that bell notification. You'll get all the notifications on episodes, usually coming out on Wednesdays, or podcasts, and give us any comments or feedback, likes, whatever you decide, because we love hearing what you guys have to say too, and your card experiences as well, and how they relate to ours. So that's really what we're doing this for. And another great episode. That was fun, bro. I'm happy that everything worked out for you on the Denver trip, and that the card confidence paid off.
That's it. You too. The Randy Moss. Never doubt you. I hope the Facebook sale goes well. I'll be following.
Thanks, bro. I saw you put a W. I saw you had a little
traction. Every bit counts.
Yep. Hit that algorithm, and we'll see what happens.
I'll see you next week.
All right, bro.
Peace.